Hello guys, well I'm not quite sure how this is going to go because I've not actually done this before. So I'm going to live stream the daily hoop and chat instead of uploading it later. So I don't know how this is going to look, so if anybody does actually watch it with me, just bear with me and I guess we'll see how this works. If it goes horribly wrong, I'll just delete it at the end. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's give it a go. Right, you ready? I'm just going to turn my Facebook on as well and we're going to do the hoop and chat together. So here we go. Right, good morning. So today I am going live on my Instagram. No, I'm not. I'm going live on my YouTube for a change, and of course I'm with you guys on Facebook. So are you ready? Grab your hoops and let's go. So I'm going to step into my hoop. Those of you who are new to hooping, when you start hooping, I know it's quite hard. When I first started hooping, I couldn't hoop. I was really, really bad. It's practice makes perfect, but the most important bit I can tell you is the launch. The way you launch this is absolute key, so we'll give that a go, all right? Place your hoop onto your lower back, it's in contact, and I'm holding it, look, exactly halfway round. I've already imaginary zipped up my tummy. It's no good just bracing your tummy because that bears down on your pelvic floor. You want to zip up, yeah? So zip up. Place the hoop on your lower back. If I'm going to go to the right first, put my right foot in front. I turn my hoop to the right, keeping it on my body. I sort of throw it and I start moving my hips immediately. And that's where most people go wrong. They launch the hoop, they don't move their hips. So what happens is the hoop just drops and they're like, oh, I can't hoop. Yeah? I'm going to pre-warn you, you've always got to hoop both sides. You've always got to hoop both sides. That's incredibly important. Otherwise you'll end up bent over. Now, I am sorry that I'm itching. Just got to tell you, guys, I was in the park this morning at 7 a.m. with Abby. We were doing our PT. The mosquitoes are on like steroids. It's terrible. They were dive bombing us. It was absolutely horrific. And every time I looked down, there was one on me. Obviously, I had a jacket on that, but they bit me through everything. And I've just finished teaching a class. I've just taught cardio combat. So it's quite a hot class. And it's I itch all over from my mozzie bites. So I'm going to have to pop out today and get some anti-histamine cream or something. Anyway, that's just a little byproduct I just thought I'd talk to you about. It's because I don't think the gnats know what, I don't know, it's either they don't know what the weather's doing because it's all changed, or maybe they're on a last hurrah before they all die. So I don't know, what do you reckon, blimmin' things? Hate mozzies, really do, but I'm so itchy, I'm literally itching from head to toe. Right, so all this month I'm talking about menopausal moments. Yeah, menopausal moments, meno moments, whatever you want to call them. Now some of you be like, what? What are menopausal moments? Are you a lady that has never wanted to admit you're perimenopausal or menopausal? Be honest with me, I'd really love to know. If I'm honest, now, because I've gone through it for so long, I don't mind. I'm like, yeah, menopausal women right here. It doesn't bother me. But I think when I was a bit younger, when I started being perimenopausal and it was really, really bad, you know, some of you watch me, you know, I started being perimenopausal about age 34. Had 10 years of absolute hell before I was actually listened to because I was just dismissed. It was always, oh, you know, let's blood test this and blood test that, but never my actual hormone levels, because everyone was like, oh, you're too young, you're too young. You know, I probably did have an earlier menopause for a few reasons. Some of you that listen to me regularly, I was talking yesterday and I said, between my two children, I was pregnant again and I was very, very poorly, and I had a very unusual thing called hydroform mole pregnancy or trophoblastic disease. And I had to have chemo, low risk chemo for 3 months. I think, obviously, when you have that has an effect on your body. And then I had my second child only 1 year free of low risk chemo. So I think that probably just finished my hormones off. I think I had a massive surge of hormones, got pregnant, used them all up, and then probably fairly quickly after that, few years after that, went into perimenopause. So that's probably why I had it earlier. But you know, you never know. You just don't know with these things. So the average age, I've been talking about this all week, is 51 in the UK and the US for ladies to be menopausal. And the difference between perimenopausal and menopausal is you are classed as menopausal once you haven't had a menstrual cycle, you haven't had a period for 12 months. So then apparently you are menopausal. There you go. Did you know that? I know it sounds silly. You know, we're women, it's our bodies, but even now, although there's a lot more awareness, there's still quite a lot of ignorance around the perimenopause and menopause. You know, I find it quite fascinating, really. So anyway, today talking about menopausal moments, because we're going to talk about them all month, is we're going to talk about sleep and insomnia. So one of the many symptoms, but insomnia. Oh my God. I had insomnia so badly. I've talked about this before, if any of you watch me like regularly. Has anybody seen the film, not the film, the series Pretty Little Liars? Has anyone seen that? Well, I binged watched that from 1 a.m. to about 5 a.m. for months because I couldn't sleep. I did all the things you're meant to do, you know, like lay there, you know, don't turn the light on, don't look at your phone, you know, don't do this, don't do that, but it was terrible. I would lay there for hours, couldn't sleep. It was really, really bad. So in the end, I used to get up, come down here, the dogs loved it. I'd get out the bean bags, they'd all pile on, and I would binge watch Pretty Little Liars, honestly. And funny enough, one of the girls that was in it was in a programme I watched recently. Has anyone seen Wilderness? I think it was on, was it Netflix or Prime? I'm not sure. And one of the girls was in that. She got murdered in it, by the way. Yeah, but she still looked really good. You know, considering Pretty Little Lies was quite a few years ago, she looked really young still. She looked the same, actually. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, so what do you do if you're suffering from insomnia? Obviously, sleep hygiene. Funnily enough, I'm talking about this with my girls at the moment. I'm doing a midsection meltdown 7-day starter program at the moment, and we're having a different focus each day. And today's focus is actually sleep. And there's lots of things you can do to promote a good night's sleep in general. But if you are suffering from, seriously, if you are suffering from insomnia, and if any of you have been an insomniac, it is awful. It doesn't matter what you do, you're just awake. It's like, nah, this isn't good. In general terms, if your hormones are, you know, not all over the place, and you know, it's just some general stress and things like that, you can normally put in really good sleep protocols to help you get a better night's sleep, and that's really important. You know, everyone knows the saying, everything feels better after a good night's sleep, don't we? Yeah, do you agree? It does, doesn't it? Because you can function better. If you are really, really stressed, you're sleep deprived, your hormones are all over the shop, you know, and we wonder why perimenopausal and menopausal women think they're going mad. Of course we do, because we're running around on an empty tank, and it's really, really hard, and it's really, really harsh. So, you know, number one, give yourself a break, be a little bit kinder to yourself, you know, and sort of understand that you're not going mad, this is probably what's happening. I mean, at any of this stage, no one ever said to me, oh, Emma, I think you're perimenopausal. No one, you know, and I didn't realise. I was just thinking, oh my God, what the hell's wrong with me? Is this it? I'm now going to be an insomniac for the rest of my life. Right, pause that thought. I'm going to stop, catch my hoop. You can put your legs together and let them drop, by the way. Don't try and brace it on your legs because you'll bruise yourself. And I'm going to go the other side. Remember what I said at the beginning? You must hoop both sides. Off we go. New hoopers, you should only be hooping about 2 minutes each side every other day. That's really important. Don't do more than that because you'll be hoop sore. I unfortunately just rabbited on for about 6.5 minutes. I think it's because this is a subject that I'm really passionate about, because I now specialise in women's health and fitness, and I specialise in peri and menopausal women. Now don't get me wrong, I can train men and women, I can train any age group from 6 up actually, but my speciality is perimenopausal, menopausal women, because I think we are a specialist subject, we truly are, because as I say, women are fascinating. We are such an interesting mix of hormones and emotions and everything else, and we're not looked after enough. We truly are not looked after enough, and that's such a shame. So it's important that somebody does understand. Oh, hold on guys, I think we have a low battery going on there, so let's just close it off, and hopefully you're still with me. All right, still there? When I'm talking, I do talk ever such a lot, but that's why it's called the hoop and chat, so that we can hopefully do some movement and talk. And it is important to talk, because you know, you see things on Instagram, you see it on Facebook, you might see it on YouTube. Everyone looks like they've got their lives together and they're living their best lives. And if you are a perimenopausal or a menopausal or postmenopausal woman and you feel like your life is in the toilet, it's not good. You see all this stuff and everyone's living their best lives and looking perfect. You know, and generally speaking, you know, no one's actually perfect or living their best life. And if you are, well, hats off to you. You have got it made. So I just think it's important to talk about it. I really do, because there's so many symptoms that you don't realise. You know, there's really obvious ones. I asked you yesterday, Put it in the comments. Tell me what you think are the main perimenopausal symptoms. I think most people go with midsection weight gain. I think most people go with that. But there's so many, you know, anxiety, changes to your taste, your smell, your eyesight, your hair, your nails, your skin. Oh, here you go. This is an unusual one. There's a really unusual one for you. So you know, like collagen breaks down in your body as part of the aging process, which pretty much sucks. Obviously, when you are perimenopausal, menopausal, your hormones, they don't just go, oh, for one day they're there, the next day they're gone. They go up and down. So you have peaks and troughs. Some days you'll feel good, other days you will feel terrible, and you just don't know what the hell's going on. And this is a problem when if you have blood tests. Say you have your blood test done on a day that your hormones are peaking, that result might come back, you're fine, your hormone levels are okay. But if they did it the next day, they're non-existent, and they will say, oh yeah, you are definitely perimenopausal. So it's a really tricky situation that we're in as women, even getting that right. I think we have to trust ourselves. So what's a good thing to do is journal, keep a note of your symptoms so you know you're not going mad. Right, going back to collagen and breaking down in the body. So I have got a lump under this armpit here, right here. If you've got good eyesight, you can even see it. Now, that's a vein. That is almost, I suppose, the equivalent of a varicose vein, but in my armpit. Because where the collagen is breaking down in my body, it's not just, you know, my skin, it's down into the walls of your veins, etc. I mean, oh my God, who knew? My doctor said to me, oh, if you weren't as lean, Emma, you wouldn't even know about that lump. And I'm like, okay, well, I might, because if you were checking. But it feels, it's kind of gross, but I can't help but poke it, because it's a vein. It's like, yeah, it's really weird. But how about that? Would you have thought about that? The breaking down of the collagen in the walls of my veins. I mean, honestly, how unfair is that? So now I've got a nice bulging vein in my armpit. Sometimes it aches, which worries me, because you know we're always meant to be checking ourselves. And this month is obviously breast cancer awareness as well. Yeah, quite a few things going on this month. So we've got menopause awareness, we've got breast cancer awareness, we've got World Mental Health Day as well this month. And I think, don't quote me on this in case I'm wrong, it might be ADHD awareness month as well, I think. So there's an awful lot happening at the moment. Anyway, so I think my point there was to help you thrive, you need to, right, HRT, for those of you who can take it, is a godsend. However, it's not the holy grail. Say you were taking HRT, but your nutrition is just, you're eating loads and loads of rubbish. Your alcohol consumption is quite high. You're drinking loads of coffee to kickstart yourself, and you're not exercising. Your HRT is not going to save you. It's going to help to a degree, but you've got to get all the pieces of the puzzle together. So I think that's my biggest top tip to you guys is, you know, don't give up. Don't be ashamed of being a perimenopausal or a menopausal woman. I think for a lot of women, you feel like, that's it, I'm a dried up old prune. I think that's probably how I felt at the beginning. My daughter was going off to uni at the same time that I actually was at my peak. And it just felt like, oh my God, my child's going off to uni. I found that really hard because, you know, very close to my children. So that was just awful. And I was like, even though I had known for years I didn't want to have any more children, I was like, oh my God, that's it. That's it. I'm barren. Oh, that's it. You know, I really didn't take it very well mentally, whereas now, obviously, it doesn't bother me at all. I sing it from the rooftops. But don't ever be ashamed. Don't be afraid to talk about your symptoms. You do not have to suffer in silence. And if you would like some help taking a 360-degree approach to your general health, wellness, as well as your fitness, come and talk to me. I will help you, I promise. So I think that's enough talking. I've chewed your ears off this morning. I do apologise. I can't help it. The only thing you'll see, I guess, is when you're listening to me, is you can see I'm incredibly passionate about what I do. You know, I love my job. It's a passion for me. It's not just money in the bank. I absolutely love my job and I love helping people. My personality is actually, I want to save everybody. I want to save the world, which isn't terribly good for me, but it's good for you because it means I will be your biggest cheerleader in the world. So that's a good thing. Right, I'm going to say goodbye now. So my YouTube live, you know, first proper live I've done. If anybody did watch me, please let me know. Stick something in the comments. I hope you liked it. You guys, I will look forward to seeing you soon. So let's just turn that off. if she can.